Welcome to the Celebs.com studio at Sundance. That's what she said. Kelly, it's been a long road for this film to happen for you and Carrie. So maybe we'll start with you. Firstly, welcome.
Thank you.
And how's it feel to have come down this path?
I am so thrilled and excited and just can't even believe that we're here. It's just amazing. I mean, my brain on film, and here we are.
That's what we were doing.
Does it feel like a true? Did you get a chance to reminisce as it unfolded? Does it feel weird having an audience share that?
No, well, because we've been working, Carrie and I have been working, collaborating on it for so long, it's taken on its own life. So, yes, I wrote it, but it's breathing on its own now. Mostly because of these wonderful actresses.
And did you have to have her teach you how to smoke and brush your teeth at the same time? Or is that something you do naturally?
Everything I did in the movie I learned from Kelly, because I am not like that at all.
Yeah, we don't get along.
No.
This is a great role. I mean, this is such a wacky, crazy character who takes on a lot of responsibility in this movie.
Or no responsibility. I don't know. I think her problem is that she doesn't take any responsibility. That was a fun place to kind of build a character from, like just somebody who just absolutely has no care for anybody except herself, and then even that she doesn't really give a damn and has lost all kind of sense of what's appropriate. It's fun to do.
And you had a comic role, obviously, last year as well with Cedar Rapids.
Mm-hmm.
Is this like
a little different?
Yeah, a little different. But Joan Ostrowski Fox was also a fun character.
She was, yeah. Thanks for remembering her name.
I know.
Oh my God, all that.
It was amazing.
I was like, wow.
But is this the sort of stuff that you just lean towards naturally, as like, you know, just as a person?
Dark comic characters.
Yeah.
I am one of the people who believe that comedy and drama come from the very same place. So I've been blessed in that I've been able to be in, amazing dramatic roles, and now people are starting to allow that place to feed my comedy, kind of. I'm not really a setup joke type gal, but I find that life offers humor in the most screwed up moments and people. So it's fun to be able to shift that and have people kind of embracing those characters with me a little bit more.
And that was a very masculine set, I would imagine. You were there as well, actually, weren't you? Like,
for
Cedar Rapids.
Now, do you remember her name?
No, I remember the character really well. I remember what she did.
She
exactly.
Said.
Oh boy.
I remember her hanging outside the hotel. But
Yeah. I'm just trying to be friendly.
Yeah, you're
It was a hooker with a heart of gold, you know?
Butterscotch.
I was really...
Butterscotch was my nickname that I gave him, yeah. My name was Bree. Bree the hooker.
Like, what's it called? Jane Fonda. In that movie she won the Oscar for, it was Bree.
Oh, yeah.
It's a common horror name of it.
was that Clue?
Yeah, include.
Clue.
That's where we met, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you met on Cedar Rapids?
Yeah.
So did one of you bring the other one into this project?
Mm-hmm.
You brought
She brought
Alia
her
in?
Which
I
is the
take-
greatest
I
thing.
take
I got a really
great,
fun
I
voice now.
should. That's the most responsibility I took, and then I just fell off the mountain after that.
That's great. So to be able to involve someone that you obviously struck up, had you met before Cedar Rapids? No.
No, but I was...
We didn't even have that many. We only had one scene together on Cedar
And I didn't
Rapids,
even
but-
talk to you, but I got to watch her because we were all in a hotel that we couldn't escape from. So I got to watch a lot of what she was doing, and we had that scene at the end. That was just crazy. I just think she's awesome, and I think this part that she plays, and that's what she said, is a really, really, really super complicated part for a young actress to play. And I don't know. I think I probably said to you on the first day, I think there's only one person who can play this
I
part.
think you did say that.
And if she doesn't do it, then I'm out.
What about her?
Thank
made-
God.
They asked me.
I don't know. Then I called her.
So you saw her.
passed and
You
then
saw
Elliot.
her on Cedar Rapids, and you screamed "nymphomaniac." That's what you were like.
I know. I think I did say. I hope it's not insulting that I think you're perfect for this part.
Yeah, no, it was such a great role. When I read it, I was like so excited. It was like candy because I read it in like 5 seconds because it all just like happened so fast.
Yeah.
And like all of a sudden I was on the phone with Carrie and I flew out like a week and a half later to shoot it. It was all so fast, but yeah, it just all made sense.
Yeah, you've been doing some cool indie stuff. Yeah.
all I do.
But obviously you've got the Arrested Development family as well, so
Yes.
people are more than familiar with that. How does it feel to, to kind of switch between all this stuff that you've been doing?
Well, I've been I've been acting since I was 9. And I'm 37 now.
Me too.
Wow, if you didn't say...
It's a joke.
Someone's going to sue
one day I will.
IMDb.
But yeah,
Right.
I just feel lucky to work like after every job. I know a lot of actors say that, but I genuinely am like, well, that was fun. While it lasted, like that was good.
That's the
Let's
last
see
time I'll
if it
ever
ever
work.
happens
Yeah.
again. Yeah, but I've been lucky to being on a show, and then now the last 5 years doing a lot of independent films and really unique stories and stuff. So I've gotten to play some different roles. From just that maybe kind of sarcastic character, which I've done that. I could do that pretty well. But this was definitely Clementine was the most different of anything I've played. Her mantra being "I'm a loser" is very different than kind of the headstrong girls that I play, who are very sarcastic and precocious and quirky. And not that I don't like that, but I'm just it's
You've
so
done it.
fun to play different stuff. Yeah, and this was just so on the other end of it, and I was nervous. That's why I wanted to do it, because I was it's a lot of dialogue. And she's crying and freaking out all the time, but the energy on the set, it just it was so easy to get there, and Carrie was so great being an actress herself. I think those are some of my favorite directors who are actors.
Had you
So
met
just,
Carrie before?
No, we talked on the phone, and I met her. We had a nice chat, and she just sounded so enthusiastic, and I was just all right, I'm game, let's do it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Marsha, what's your history?
My history. I did it as a play.
Oh, you
'cause
did
it was
the
first
play
a
in New
play.
York.
So
Girl Talk.
Carrie and Kelly and I were doing a show up at the Long Wharf, and Kelly said she wrote something, and we were like, "Can we read it?" And then I was like, "This is good." I almost swore. This is good. We should do this. And Carrie was like, "I want to direct it." And a year after that, we did it as a play, and then 7 years after that, we did it as a movie.
What
So
was-
here I am.
What
We
was it?
always wanted to make the movie with Marcia in it.
And I kept waiting for them to cut me loose, because it's a really good part, and I'm, nobody. So I was like,
No.
I know you're going to star
No, it's not.
Blanket. But they didn't. And that's why I'm here. And I will be forever.
It's the
Grateful
perfect
for that.
cast, in my opinion.
What was it about working with Carrie? I mean, you've been on sets with Woody Allen and
Carrie-
other people, and
Yes, I have. Carrie is probably the best director I've worked with. Oh, God, now I'm offending Woody Allen. But I trusted her so completely. And, because we'd done the play, the few times that I would be like, I'm not sure this is whatever is right, and then I would just do what she did, and she was always right. So I was just like, tell me what to do and I'll do it. I mean, literally. You want me to pee? I'll pee right here. Whatever you want me to do, I will do. Because
And in our
make
movie,
it.
that is possible.
It didn't-
That
Yeah.
would be the case, yeah.
did you guys notice the difference in terms of the focus being on women in this film and having that, or did it feel different at all?
Than working with men?
Than working with in films that have roles that just of both genders, of significant dialogue or whatever. This one was so female driven in terms of the dialogue and the voice.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I found that characters usually, especially roles that I go out for, it's the girl it's usually the chase, she's the goal, she's some kind of prize, you know what I mean? Which is nothing wrong with that. That works in a lot of stories, but it's usually the girl always either seems perfect or she's a monster, you know what I mean? And this one is these women are kind of struggling, and you see the human sides of all of them, but they're all in a really bad state right now. You know what I mean? And you get to see that instead of them just purely being a certain type of person all the time,
Right.
And being able, I love seeing Anne's character in those flashbacks. They hit me so much because it's you see her when she was happy, and you see the love that is in her eyes that is now just turned out, and when they cut back and her eyes is just jaded now all of a sudden.
Dead
and you get
shark
to see
eyes.
that change so much. And I think all the characters have that, which is rare for a lot of
Well,
women.
it's 3 kick-ass parts for women, which just
Yeah.
usually there's not in one movie.
Is that part of the reason why it took a while to come together?
I think because, it wasn't any movie, we did it ourselves, so it took a while to organize and, raise some money and do all those things. But I don't know that necessarily had anything, I mean, people have always been receptive to the script and receptive to the story, and, when I wrote it, actually, I was thinking about women in film, and there are a lot of wonderful female roles in movies in the history of film. I don't
No,
want to say
sorry.
that there haven't been, but you know,
I
a
wasn't
lot
trying to
of,
take it there.
the time, I think that women on film are so sort of contained or idealized in some way. You know, like you said, angel or devil or Madonna or whore. It's simplified. They're often subordinated to the male characters. You know, that's just the way that it's been. I think it is changing, but I really wanted to see. I never felt represented. I mean, I didn't often feel represented in movies. You know, I find women to be much more funny, much more messy, much more raunchy, much more flawed than a lot of the women that I see. Now, I realize that film, in a way, offers ideals for all kinds of people, but I'm really proud and happy that I was able to, I guess, create women that to me seem real and that they were so beautifully fleshed out by these actresses.
And how did it feel to take that, like to have an audience respond?
It feels so good. I think people recognize
Yeah.
these people.
Yeah.
I think men do too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's been
Oh,
my
yeah.
experience.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it's anti-male in any way. I didn't want it to be anti-male. I like men.
Did anything surprise
all
you? Did anything surprise you about the reaction from the audience for any of you? Tim?
I loved what you said in the car this morning as we all pile into the van to do all of these interviews together, and you were very touched by a certain thing.
Oh,
When-
that
yeah.
just, I get a kick out of, last night we had our premiere and there was a lot of laughter, which made me very happy. And but occasionally you would hear one woman somewhere losing it. I mean, just completely, you know, that kind of laughter where you think she might be. And I just love that. I love that. That made me very, very happy.
Because it's touching when you laugh like that, you're being moved to laugh, but you're also connecting it to every other experience in your life where you've either been that person or
Yeah, you
been
relate
with a
to it
person
so
like
hard,
that,
yeah.
and then the stories start coming to you, and and then you know that, and then it carries on, and that's a really amazing thing that you have tapped into in the writing, because you're watching it and you're kind of hoping that that's not you. I mean, I even watch it thinking I'm not like that. That is just a human disaster, you know? And then I'm thinking of all the times that I have also been a human disaster. And that's to be able to have a story where the women are interacting and it keeps changing who is the bigger disaster.
Right.
So you get to kind of offload your emotion onto them, like, yeah, well, maybe I'm not that bad.
Yeah.
And that experience of how women kind of go through our life is that too. I think we do that. I think we look for other women sometimes to be like, oh, good, you're going through that. Let me take care of you as you're going through your really hard time, and I don't have to think
I'm
about
okay.
mine.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of what happens in this story. Is it's not a story about a huge, it's a day in the life of these three women. The action changes and shifts through what each one's experiences and how they
Right, who's
take it on and
caretaking
put each
when
other
and-
and help each other through it, and that's how the action shifts.
Alia, are you good at looking at yourself, watching yourself
No,
on film?
I don't think anybody is.
Only in underwear.
Yes. Then I feel comfortable. It's hard. I can only watch a movie. I saw a screening at Carrie's house, and there was just like a couple of us there, and then I saw it at the screening last night, and that's the most I can do. I can do 2 is the tops.
And that's it.
And then that's it. Yeah,
You're
because
out.
usually I'll like watch it in front of a crowd, which is great because it's a completely different experience when there's a bunch of people. But I was noticing like my agent was sitting next to me, and the whole time I just kept doing this. Like anytime my scenes would come on, I'd be like, because like it's also there were some embarrassing things, you know. Even in Cedar Rapids, like I remember the last scene. I say you can fuck me in the ass if you want to use the line. Yeah, and
one of my favorite
when I
moments.
shot it,
Who did you say that to?
I say it to Ed Holmes.
Oh, nice.
And then Anne's character was like, okay, now we're going. But stuff
Awesome
like
thought.
that,
Really good
I
thought.
was
I gotta see that.
Once I'm seeing the screening,
It
I'm
was
like, oh my
because you
god, I'm
liked him,
embarrassed.
though.
Yes, exactly. I was doing him a favor.
Yeah.
Anal sex is a gift. But then in this one, like when I'm in the bathroom, like it's just stuff that you shoot in the moment. I'm like, yeah, let's go for it. And then when I'm watching it, like
With
safely
your
from my
underpants
seat, I'm
around
like,
your-
this is genuinely embarrassing.
Which is kind of
rough.
what we all,
But
I
that's-
think, did across the board, and that's with the
Yeah, we just
trust
went
that
for it.
you said you had for Carrie too. I mean, we really did.
No, it's
Just
like, you want me to scratch my crotch?
strip down.
My crotch? You know what I'm saying? Scratch my crotch, I will do it. And just trust that it's not humiliating, although it is sort of when you're watching
Being an
it,
actor is
but-
humiliating. I mean,
Yeah.
we just like act
Totally,
like
we're just
fools,
fools.
and we want attention. It's okay.
Well, I'm happy that you've all made it permanent and findable and
Yeah.
recordable forever. Thanks so much for coming in and spending a few minutes with us.